And a good Sunday afternoon. I'm meteorologist KJ Allen in the Georgia WeatherNet 24/7 Storm Center. A special Sunday edition for you as we prepare for the threat of severe weather tomorrow, Monday, the 12th of February. So we're going to take a look at the timing of all that. First of all, looking at our live radar picture right now at 3:25 this afternoon, we already see some thunderstorms stretching across the mid-state. Thunderstorms just moved through Macon, heading out toward the east. We can take a look at the Georgia 511 traffic cam, and you can see that rain there on the road just east of Macon on I-16. And quite a bit more rain will be moving into the northern part of the state over the next several hours, overnight tonight and into tomorrow. So a flood watch is in effect for a good part of North Georgia and down into the mid-state. So let's take a look at our temperatures as well, because a couple of things we're looking at for severe weather. We need some warm, moist air, and we do have that warm air out there this afternoon. It feels very tropical in some spots. Let's go ahead and pause the loop here so you can get an idea of what's going on. Mid-60s over a good part of the state. Do have those low 60s in northwest Georgia. Then we get into the 70s in southeast Georgia, 73 degrees all the way into Waycross, 75 degrees in Valdosta. And let's take a look at the dew point. One of my favorite things to look at when it comes to the threat of severe weather, because this just gives you an idea of how much moisture and humidity and fuels in the atmosphere. Get above 57, that's about what you need. We have no problem with that over most of the state of Georgia, well into the 60s. Albany is at 64. We have dew points reaching into the low 60s all the way to the Georgia coastline. So the atmosphere is setting up for these strong to severe thunderstorms. Let's go ahead and take a look at the current information from the Storm Prediction Center. We'll take a look at the convective outlook. This is for today. This is our level 1 out of 5 severe weather risk. Does cover downtown Atlanta down to Columbus. We have a little push here of a level 2 out of 5 severe weather risk. Now this takes us until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that's where we have that level 2 out of 5. That covers Carrollton and West Point. And then as we take a look at day 2 tomorrow, the entire state of Georgia, from the very top of Dade County all the way to Camden County, level 2 out of 5 severe weather risk. So our main threat will be strong straight line winds, but we do have a tornado risk as well. This is a typical winter severe thunderstorm type pattern where we don't have a ton of instability in the atmosphere unlike we would have in the summertime, but we have a lot of wind shear. So any storm that pops up tomorrow will want to spin. They all won't, but some will. And that's why we do have this tornado probability. We can take a look at that. The green is showing roughly a 2%, maybe a little bit more of a chance of a tornado popping up anywhere within a 25-mile radius of any dot that you place within the green. You get into this more of the uglier shade of green. I don't know what to call this shade of green. Olive, I guess you would call it. So now we're starting to get above a 5% chance. This does cover Macon, Atlanta, Columbus, Albany, pretty much all of the metro areas with the exception of Savannah. And our tornado risk parameters are even higher once you get into southwest Georgia. So over Albany and Americus, we do have quite a bit more wind shear. So this is really going to be our hot spot as those storms start to kick up through the day tomorrow. So we're going to go ahead and load up the modeling and show you what we're looking at and just kind of take a look at this hour by hour. And we'll just start this at midnight tonight and go through midnight tomorrow night. So heavy rain continues over metro Atlanta and south of I-20. So all that rain is going to continue to push from North Georgia toward the south, heading into Macon and Columbus as well. We continue through the overnight hours. That rain continues. Not looking at a big severe weather risk overnight tonight. We're just looking at those showers continuing to track from the west to the east. Now, here's what I am looking at. We have a line here starting to build up along the I-85 corridor in southern Alabama. That's going to continue to push in toward southwest Georgia as we move toward daybreak, and I really want to keep an eye on that. So now we head toward about 7:30 tomorrow morning. Still showers moving across North Georgia. Flooding is going to be our big concern. It's going to be a messy commute tomorrow morning in Atlanta, so just be on the lookout for that. Work from home tomorrow if you can, and then we continue through the morning hours, and here we see some embedded thunderstorms starting to move in. Again, this looks like a big mess right here with lots of bad weather all over the place. We'll have embedded thunderstorms, but I'm really watching some of these squall lines start to develop as we move through the day tomorrow. So let's just be weather aware, starting at daybreak and then continuing on through the day, but really watching these lines start to develop as we continue through the day. So this is about 3:30 in the afternoon. Here's our main line of concern, really stretching from Statesboro down to Valdosta, continuing to push through. Showers on the backside. We have cooler, drier air going to start to move into Alabama. This will reach us eventually. It's going to take a little while to get here, but it'll be here. We continue through the late afternoon hours tomorrow, and there's that line. Let me back up one more frame here because this is around 5 p.m., and you can see that fine line right there. This is what we're going to be watching, where we could see some tornadoes spin up with this. On the backside, I think we're going to have a lot of energy pulled out of the atmosphere from that main line and just going to be looking at scattered showers. So our threat's going to be starting to clear up on the west side of I-75 as we move into late tomorrow afternoon. We continue on into tomorrow evening, and we'll see that line now right along the coastline from Savannah down to Brunswick and St. Mary's by 7 p.m. Again, on the backside, another little line trying to develop here. We see that quite often. It just looks for any sort of energy left over that it can. So we could see a couple of more thunderstorms pop up there. Not expecting a big severe weather risk with this particular line. You see it kind of fizzling out as we head toward 9 p.m. And by 9 p.m., sun is well on the other side of heading to the other side of the earth, so we're not worried about it. So just some scattered showers as we move through tomorrow evening, and then we'll just take it all the way up until midnight. You can see things are starting to clear out just a bit. There's that cooler air. It will start to circulate in as we head toward daybreak on Tuesday morning, and then through the day on Tuesday, expect sunshine. Will be a little breezy, but noticeably cooler and drier air. So we're going to stay right here with you throughout the day tomorrow. Make sure you have a way to get those severe weather alerts in real time. A NOAA Weather Radio is your best option. Having those wireless emergency alerts turned on your smartphone also very good as well. Keep in mind the cell network has to be up for those warnings to get to you. But that's a pretty good way. But having that weather radio, can't stress it enough, is the most important way to get those warnings. And of course, like and follow this page. I can't control the algorithms of what Facebook and YouTube does, but we'll be right here with live broadcast throughout the day tomorrow if we have those tornadoes that will break out. I think we will see a few tornado warnings tomorrow. Hopefully we'll keep them on the small spin up and short track side, but one or two could be a little bit more damaging, similar to the storm that we saw in Valdosta last week. So we're going to keep an eye on that throughout the day tomorrow and keep you up to date right here on the Georgia Weather Net.